The housing bubble isn't $420,000 starter homes. The real bubble is the belief there will ever be 250 grand again. If you're waiting for the crash, you're waiting for a movie that was canceled in 2009. You're not patient. You're trapped. It starts the very same way for everyone. A little hope, a little optimism. This is the year you tell yourself. This is the cycle. This is the dip. You refresh listings at midnight, you run the monthly payment for the 15th time, and you whisper to yourself, just a little longer. It will all come down. But a year becomes two becomes three, and the hope that once felt light starts to feel heavy. Like something's sitting on your chest, and you are not alone in this. Millions are holding their breath with you, waiting for gravity to suddenly reverse. But gravity isn't broken. The rules just changed. Meet Taylor. 30 years old, data analyst, makes 155 grand a year, saved 110. She did everything right. She's been on every coming soon list since 2022. Every January she says, this is my year. But then median home price jumps from 418 to 452 in just 6 months. Rates dip to 5.9, demand explodes, prices surge another 11%, and Taylor, well, falls further and further behind. She's not waiting for a deal. She's waiting for the timeline that just doesn't exist anymore. Prices will crash when rates drop isn't a strategy. It's the national coping mechanism. It's the bedtime story you tell yourself at night. Meanwhile, your savings quietly lose ground and someone else sets the price for you. Here's the truth nobody puts on TikTok. The Fed owns $2 trillion in mortgage-backed securities. If home prices fall just 15% nationally, it vaporizes $300 to $400 billion of their own holdings. They cannot let that happen. So they made a vow quietly, if prices fall, they will print. Unlimited quantitative easing, infinite liquidity. Whatever it takes to keep the housing from breaking. They will firehouse the market with dollars long before your Zillow estimate turns red. There is no crash. There is only levitation with extra steps. Here's the part they hope you overlook. 53% of mortgages are locked under 4%. That's 42 million homes sealed off from the market until at least 2035. People just aren't selling. They're financially handcuffed. So inventory isn't low, it's just been frozen, like witness protection for houses. And while you wait for listings to just magically appear, they won't. BlackRock added 47,000 homes in 2024 alone. They now own over 61,000 single-family homes in the United States, and that's only 0.06% of all US stock. But in the markets that you care about, they're everywhere. They're paying 25% over ask, all cash, no contingencies. They're not speculating. They're exercising a put option that was signed by the US Treasury. If housing falls, the Fed prints. If rents fall, the Fed prints. If valuations slip, the Fed prints. Why wouldn't they buy? Here's the part that feels like fiction. Housing don't need 12% annual appreciation anymore. It just needs 3.5%. Why? Because the Fed turned your house into the new T-bill. Pension funds need yield. Institutions need income. And the housing system needs collateral. So as long as prices glide steadily upwards, even by a little, everyone on the upstream survives. And you fall behind 1% at a time. This isn't unprecedented. Japan didn't crash after 1990. They just flatlined for 30 years. Wages stagnated, prices stayed high. Everyone waited and waited and waited. America saw that playbook but added a twist. Flatline prices, but inflate everything around them. Your affordability shrinks, not the stickier price. So Taylor's 110 grand today, it buys 19% less of a house than it did in 2022. Your savings bleeding slowly, quietly, invisibly. So before another year turns your money into confetti, you've got two paths. Have option 1, buy ugly fourplex that funds still ignore, let tenants ride the levitation for you. Or option 2, You stay liquid at 5%, become the only cash buyer in the room when the last boomer finally dies with a 2.9% mortgage and their kids want out fast. But stop waiting for the crash, because the timeline got deleted, and the real housing bubble isn't the price tag, it's the belief that prices are ever allowed to go down again. So imagine waking up in 2030 with no equity, no ownership, no leverage, and a rent check that has doubled while your wages chase it like a dog chasing Tesla. This is not a crash. That's a slow bleed of surrender. Washington didn't rig the game to let you win. They rigged it to keep you paying forever. Your parents bought at the bottom. You are being sold the myth that the bottom still exists. So stop waiting for gravity, get ruthless, get liquid, hack the system, because the elevator only goes up from here and the door on the stairs is locked. Comment levitation if the floor just disappeared under you. Send this to a friend who's still saying that I'm waiting for the dip, because the dip has just been banned. This is Thrive Network, and we'll see you on the next one.